Yeah, hello guys. Sorry, today we got delayed, and tomorrow some of you are going to write the mock test. So I won't waste much of your time. But whatever we are going to cover today, I think it is going to help you for ethics essay and in some of the GS papers. Okay. So corruption is a theme, and I hope I am audible. Just send a message. I don't want to talk to myself only. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
So corruption. Okay, so corruption is a theme which keeps on coming in the UPSC. So there are some rules. Number one rule is no support to corruption, come what may. Even if it is linked to your parents, even if it is linked to your in-laws, that your in-law is being caught in some corrupt practice, are you going to support them or help them? Strictly no, you are not. Then innovate the solution, use IC. I will tell you what is this IC. Then in the corruption thing, there is one thing that livelihood concerns. So we'll see that what all that is. Then you have to write about this act. You can use quote in the corruption. Okay, so this first quote is there and second quote is there. You'll get the PPT, so you can mug up the quote and you can use the quote directly. I have told you to just go through this case study. Okay, and I hope everyone has seen this case study. I hope you had the idea that what this case study is. So let me give some pointers that what is the summary of this case. And those who have not seen, please kindly go to the Telegram channel of this current affairs. This case study is being posted there. So summary of the case studies: there is a young officer, civil servant, excitement. There is a excitement to serve nation. Third is malpractices. So funds, misuse of official facilities, corruption in recruitment. Fourth was asked to remain silent, and fifth he comes to you. In the end, if you will see that Rameshwar felt highly disillusioned and uncomfortable, he comes to you seeking your advice. Indicate various options that you think are available. So first is what all options are available in this condition, and how would you help him to evaluate these options and choose the most appropriate path to be adopted. Those who are attending this session via their phone, then you have to go back to the current affairs Telegram channel. Okay, I have shared one copy. That is the structure, and that's my poor handwriting, so again apologies for that. I hope everyone is able to see that copy. So how to structure this? Once we have found out the issues, that what all are the issues, then how to structure it. So in the introduction itself, I have given three way. Okay, so it is a case of crisis of conscience. You can talk about that. You can write about that. That it is a case of crisis of conscience. Second strategy is that and you can share a story of Mahabharat, Krishna giving advice to Arjun, or you can introduce this that challenges faced by honest officers, or you can talk about simply mentioning the issue in this case study. If you can summarize it like I have, then also it is fine. Okay, guys. Okay,
Okay, sir.
now see this. He felt this. He comes to you seeking your advice. indicate various options that you think are available in this situation. How would you help him to evaluate these options and choose the most appropriate path to be adopted? So it is expected from you to help him how to solve this condition. You have to motivate him because he is like that. He wanted to become Singham, but now he is feeling like Mr. Khemka. Okay, so you have to motivate him that look, you can do it. So one or two paragraph will talk about it. So in the one or two paragraph, what we are going to do after introduction, वो that line which I have used, that about chronology समझिए. So what is the chronology in this? Ethical side will come first because you have to motivate him. Okay, so one or two paragraph you can say that look, why you are demotivated. You can ask him why you have joined, and it is normal that the system is not going to change according to your whims or fancies. So one or two line, it is fine. You can quote some good example in that. So TN Session and engineer Sridharan, both are very good example, ready-made example. Remind him of his constitutional duties. That's it. Our role ends here, means introduction and body. As this question is of 250 words, so in case studies, what happens when they are saying 250 words, I think they are giving around 4 pages, not 3 at times. So you are forced to write more. Okay, then we will give him the option. So our place strategy. So legal side. Okay, legal side, you can provide him some laws, and you have to talk about all the three problems. So what all three problems are: funds, misuse of office facility, and corruption in recruitment. Okay, then tell him that use the force of law to create proper deterrence there, because once you punish someone in the office, then the whole scenario changes. His immediate senior is saying that you should not raise any voice, but immediate boss is not your ultimate boss. There are many bosses. Okay, so you can tell him about the these laws. Then administrative side, one general statement: like-minded officers. I hope you are seeing that PDF. From there, I'm quoting this. Then next is by setting an example of not misusing office facility for personal use. What happens that if you are someone in the office, as he is IAS officer, he is not any clerk. So if he is coming on time, if he is not misusing the office facilities, and if he is not taking anything home from the office, then such practices are being adopted by the juniors. The moment your boss starts coming office at 9:30, you are forced to come. And suppose there was a bad habit in the office that earlier you used to go like by 12 or 1, but the moment your boss is sitting at 9:30, there is a there is a pressure in you that boss is there. So maybe you will not reach by 9:30, but by 10 you will be there. So that is internal pressure. We always follow uh, the work culture what our boss follows. If boss is honest, then the corrupt officers will be in fear that if he catch them by doing anything wrong, then he will punish them. Okay, so from the administrative side, these are the points. Then displaying the orders where strict warning can be given if found guilty. It is a good method in government offices. What happens that if you are feeling that something is not uh, going right in the office, so what we generally do, we contact our senior, inform them about it. Then a order is being prepared, and then that order is being put on the notice board. Everyone reads that notice, and there is a fear. Okay, then communicating with senior official regarding the same issue. So different kind of senior officers. Practical advice from the practical side, that advise him that you should have backup data of all the office record and communication, because he is honest. So he will become another Khemka for India. Then how to avoid it? You should have some backup. Be ready for transfer if that happens. And this point is this lead with an example. It is very important. If you really want to change anything in the office, then lead with an example. Suppose some of you might be working in some government offices. You know the condition of our government offices buildings are, and if there is no cleanliness, and you are a senior officer, and one day you are like, you start cleaning, then others will be ashamed that, look here, our boss is doing that. They will run to you, that boss, please don't do it, but from tomorrow office will be cleaned. So lead with an example. Then innovation. IC. Okay, what is this IC? Till now we have learned this one thing, innovation. And second is challenging yourself. If you are challenging yourself in each and every question, and if you are doing some innovation, anything, then trust me, you will get 1.5 or 2 marks more than what you are earlier getting. So when we start writing the mains or writing the answer, in between we are lost. We are just writing for the sake of writing. But if you are going to challenge yourself on each and every question, and on each and every question if you are saying that I'm going to innovate, that is going to help you more, that is going to fetch you more marks. So what can be that innovation in the last? That you can give futuristic solution. Another thing is that this crisis, this particular posting is giving him a very good opportunity to learn on how to handle such issue in future. Of course you are facing some issue, and in that issue you are going to learn a lot of things, that how to handle the pressure, how to handle things when things are not going according to your uh, according to you, right? So I hope I have made myself clear. This thing, summary of case study, you should, either you can underline the keywords, or in a rough page you can write that these are issues. And if you are going to address all the issues, then nothing is left. What is left? Nothing is left, right? Challenging yourself means that I'm going to write a good answer in this question. I'm going to challenge myself. And otherwise what you are going to do, you are going to use all the points, you will write one or two lines, that's it. But if you are challenging that I will write something very good. And if nothing is coming in your head, then please do not try to challenge. Otherwise you will someone might make a rough diagram or anything, then problem will be there. To start challenging or innovating means only 30 seconds, that okay, let me write this, let me quote this. You can use some quote, you can use some example. Okay. And I do not want one stupid thing which I'm going to share with you. And of course someone sent me and it is personal, but let me show you that on Telegram. I'm sharing that are you seeing your Telegram? And please don't be serious, there must be some laughter moments in between. I'm removing the name of the institute. Okay. Check this pic and read the question. And those who needs better jokes to laugh, next one is coming. Same question and answer to that. And if you are not laughing, then you should consult the psychiatrist by tomorrow. Are you able to see those pics on the Telegram? Arey Uttam, I will share with you personally. As everyone able to see the pics, and seriously, if you are not laughing on those pics, tomorrow morning take an appointment with the psychiatrist. So it is not innovation, it is stupidity. It is not challenging yourself, it is completely stupidity. And look at the earlier answer. He was awarded 3 marks. I would have given him 0 marks. This is not required. It is not innovation. It is complete sheer stupidity, which we should not do, at least. If you are writing average answer, you are fetching like out of 20, 12, it is fine. But the moment you make this kind of drama, then you are gone. Okay. So, and those who are not laughing, send me your name. I'll book an appointment for you. Okay. So, let's move further. Okay. Yeah. Second one is okay. So, what is next? So, next was IC. This is law and order situation. Okay. What I want, I'm giving you 1 minute to read it. Read it quickly, fast. Quickly. And she is not my daughter, and don't you think that she's calling me Appa. Actually, I'm in a different place now, so a lot of people come and go. Okay. I will not reveal where I am. I want to just chill. Okay, just read it. Don't waste your time in becoming jasus. So like this, write the points, that what all important points are, and you should not take more than 30 seconds. This Fatapat. So okay, so one is natural calamity, your head, rescue operation. These three things are very important. Fourth is thousands of people, so it is a humanitarian crisis, rendered homeless, deprived of food, drinking water, and other basic amenities. Rescue work has been disrupted by heavy rainfall and damage to supply routes, so it is not your fault. But the people, suppose you are stuck somewhere, you uh, you are stuck somewhere, and you trust your government, you trust your agencies, and you think that rescue team is coming and coming and coming. It's been 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 2 day. Then of course there will be anger. Okay, so local people are angry. The people there heckle, even assaulted some of your team member. One of your team member severely injured. Faced with this crisis, some team member plead with you to call off the operations, fearing threat to their life. In such trying circumstances, what will be your response? Examine the quality of a public servant which will be required to manage the situation. Okay, you are going somewhere, there is a crowd of thousands of people, they are angry with you, they are hitting your team. Your team is saying that, boss, we cannot work. under this condition, what would be your response? So there is a call, there is a term, there is a term called shock therapy. Okay, there is a term called shock therapy. This shock therapy works when there are thousands of people, there is a massive crowd, and riots are about to start. So what the police does? They give the shock therapy. They start hitting some of the people. Then the crowd is being dispersed, because crowd does not have a mind. Crowd does not have someone who is leading them. It is crowd, and crowd follows a single pattern. If they are hitting you, they will hit you. If they are running from you, they will run. Shock therapy has a positive effect as well as negative. You cannot say that I will open fire, but what you can say, by quoting this term, shock therapy should be given to them. Some of their members should be arrested immediately. Look, after, when we'll write our first line, we'll say that we'll call the police, we will ask for army or even commandos. But at this point of time, when you are surrounded by thousands of people, shock therapy will help. But please explain it in positive note, that you are not going to violate their human rights or anything. So you will give shock therapy to one or two people, then crowd will be silent. Then you will explain to the crowd, that why such situation arised. Then you will win their heart with your mind. Heart and mind, a strategy which we have discussed in internal security ORSA sessions. Then you will win their heart and mind, and then you will start the rescue work. So it's a 250 word question. So how to do it? Introduction, anything, whatever you want to write. Then 2 point to explain about this case study, what this is all about. Then your response, one full page. Then examine the qualities of a public servant which will be required to manage the situation. The foremost quality during this time is leadership, a great leadership. There was one incident in Bombay way back in, I think, 2002, 3, 4. So there was a street. On one side of the street, there was a massive mob of Hindus. Other side of street, there was a massive mob of Muslims. Okay, and riots were about to start. Riots were about to start. So the commissioner of police, Rakesh Maria, now he was on another post, I think. So he went there. He saw the condition. He told his force that you stay behind. He took his stick and he walked alone towards the crowd, alone. And crowd was seeing that he is coming. And he went to the crowd. To one crowd he went and he said that, look, if you dare to do anything, I'll kill all of you. I will open the fire and many innocent will die. Then that crowd said that, sir, we are here to protect ourselves. You please go and convey the same to the other crowd. And he went there and he gave them the threat. Both the crowd dispersed without injuring anyone. And he has shown that strong leadership. Second value is courage. And examine the qualities of a public servant which will be required to manage the situation. In that page, when you are mentioning the quality, what some average student would do, that quality one, leadership, courage, honesty, integrity, or joke, and whatever term is coming in their mind, they'll write and answer ends. But you are not going to write average answer, you are going to write excellent answer. When you are saying great leadership skills are required, give example. Here you don't have to define what is leadership. Had the same question came in part A, theory part, you should define. But here you don't have to. So leadership, this. Courage, example. One or two line is fine. Then other qualities. So 4 or 5 qualities would be sufficient. There is a term called fortitude. which you should use under this condition, then you should use compassion, because you have to put yourself in their foot, and of course you have to do some work for them. So 5 or 6 qualities are sufficient, but with example. Do not write raw qualities. Okay, I hope I'm clear in this. Any doubt, send it to me. Examine, you have to examine na, that why this courage is required, why this fortitude is required, that why such qualities are required. Am I clear, Uttam? Example of civil servants, yes, you can give. Suppose I'm writing fortitude. Suppose I'm writing fortitude, then I will say that why the fortitude is required in this condition. Then example. Yes. We have to motivate and convince our staff, but staff will follow your orders. If they see that boss is standing and boss is giving shock therapy, then automatically they are motivated. Yes, examine the qualities of a public servant in this condition, that why these qualities are required. We can use their names. We can use their name. We can use Kiran Bedi name. We can use the name of Nagpal. She was handling some situation. You can use the name of this SSP of, I think, Muradabad or somewhere, where during CAA he went to the protest side and they were about to start writing, and he said that no, I will not allow that. So you can use their name. Even you can use some other names, like, although I'm opposed to using Gandhiji, because Gandhiji's name we use a lot and others are going to use his name, but in this condition you can say that during the riots post independence, Gandhi was there and he stopped. Yes, SSP Amit Pathak. Yes, Himanshu, thank you. Any doubts? Sexual harassment, and we are going to give you the notes, and probably by tonight I will share the notes of case study with you. So these are the terms which you can use: fundamental right, gender justice, equality of preamble, women empowerment, gender sensitization, Vishaka guidelines, then Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013. So there is a concept of internal complaint committee, then local complaint committee, which is toothless tiger. Both are, but while showing the solution, we can talk about it. I'm moving in some speed because I have explained the place theory, and I have explained this another thing, IC place. So I hope you are going to make the points, because some important thing which we are going to discuss after this. Okay. So Swami Vivekanand, women who seeks to be equal with men, like ambition. Let's see one case study on sexual harassment. You are executive director of upcoming infotech company which is making a name for itself in the market. Read this case study, please. That was criticism, that when women seek women who seeks to be equal with men like ambition, it is a quote, it is a criticism, that people think that they lack ambition and all. That was criticism, not a line. Don't be a patriarch. Okay, Tushar. Okay, so let's move towards this. Please read this case study. So there is a guy, Mr. A, star performer. Whenever question on sexual harassment, gender violence, rape comes to you, comes in case study, and even when you will become officer, and of course you are going to deal with all such cases in your life. So whenever you see it, when there is a man who is reading the case study, he will try to become more excessive pro gender, and he will be like hang him. And whenever a female will see it, see such case in the exam, she will be like, yes, we need strict punishment for him, and he's guilty without any trial. Okay, so why men wants to become more pro gender? Because they think that if they are going to write pro gender answer, they are going to fetch very good marks. It is a wrong theory. We have to follow the standard procedure. Yes, we have to be pro women and other qualities. But when you are handling an issue, suppose you are sitting in your office and you are SSP, and one woman comes to you and she's like, sir, your that particular inspector has raped me just 1 hour ago, and she's crying like anything, and her clothes are torn off, or she's in bad shape, and you are honest officer, and then what you are going to do? You 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 stood from your seat, you pick the stick and you start beating your inspector. That how the hell you dare to do it? And you are thinking I'm doing the right thing, but after thorough investigation you find that she was lying. So you should not lose your temper. Temper is very bad thing. You need some temper, but not the excessive one. So how we are going to proceed? Step one is investigate. Always investigate. Okay, unless you are doing it, then you are making yourself a fool. And those who are very emotional, they suffer this particular problem. They act in haste, and in the end things turn out to be different. Okay, so first step in such situation, investigate. Second is act. Then you should act, that what are the procedures, and then punish. If someone is found guilty, you must punish. Even though he's a star performer, you will get thousands of star performer. But if your company loses the name, and we are living in technological era, within a second, if that girl puts that particular story on Twitter, hashtag me too movement, your sale will be down like anything. Okay, so what are the options available to you? And in this case study, there is a one particular thing that you have been earlier, there were complaints against him, but he was a star performer, so you were not acting. This line implies that. Okay, so what are the options available to you? One is investigate. How to investigate? Internal complaint committee, by forming that. And we have to take care of this line also, that she tenders her resignation and leaves your office. You should not accept her resignation in haste. Okay, form the committee, thoroughly investigate the matter, take the view of other female colleagues also, collect the proofs. If he is found guilty, then not only removing him from your office, you are going to file a proper police complaint. Okay, so this is the thing how we are going to deal with this question. But if you will see the language of the question, what are the options available to you? So option number one, that you accept her resignation and investigate. Option number two, look here, you can say that I will neglect the condition as he's a star performer. I think that would be a negative tone, because it shows that if given a situation you might neglect the things. So three options you are going to create: accept her resignation, then investigate, or do not accept her resignation, make the internal complaint committee, and then all the process. And any other option, you have the option to file the police case, let the police investigate. Any other option is coming to your mind? Use place. Tushar, I was joking here. I know you are not a patriarch. That was a joke. Under means stress, you guys are not uh, taking sarcasm as sarcasm. Okay, any other option? Anyone, please think, create option. No options. What happened, guys? Think. I need two more options.
Sir, what if don't take a very great stance and just call and admonish the guy and make them uh, talk to each other in front of you and just know
Yes,
what the situation is?
yes, good option. Yes, ZXC, good option. And what would be the best one? ICC wala, yes. That is the standard approach. If the proof are removed, how can proofs be removed? Because electronic proofs are there. So those females can show that what kind of messages that employee was sending them. Okay. iPhone, is it clear now? Yes. ICC one and suspension both are okay, but uh, there is one case study which was being earlier asked, that there is a false rape case against you because you force some employee to do their work. You you ask them to do their job and there was a fake case against you, then how you are going to deal with that? If you are saying that I will take the leave and I'll go, so ICC one is proper standard method.
सर आई हैव अ डाउट
Yes.
कि अगर मैं एक हाइपोथेटिकल सिचुएशन एक और ऐड कर रहा हूँ, मान लो कि ये इसमें तो काफी उसने छेड़छाड़ की है जिस हिसाब से दिख रहा है, लेकिन अगर इसको थोड़ा टोन डाउन वर्जन अगर ये होता केस स्टडी और उसमें ऐसा होता कि उसने की है, लाइक ठीक है सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट हुआ है, मतलब यहाँ प्रूफ्स हैं, लेकिन इसका उसके भी लाइवलीहुड का सवाल है कि लाइक उसके फैमिली मेंबर में वो अकेला है एंड दिस और कोई नहीं, सोल ब्रेड विनर टाइप्स, तब क्या होता
यार तब भी ना सेम प्रोसेस रहता। कारण ये है ना कि अगर आपके फैमिली में कोई दिक्कत है, इवन देन यू डू नॉट हैव द राइट टू मिसबिहेव विद एनी गर्ल्स इन योर
या नहीं, वो सही है। तब भी निकालना
सस्पेंशन वाला जो है वो है, लेकिन आईसीसी में जो है
डिमोशन सस्पेंशन, ठीक है।
आईसीसी इज द प्रॉपर अप्रोच that form internal complaint committee, and in that internal complaint committee I think one female employee of your office will be there, then one person from NGO would be there. Okay. So look, there is a difference between sexual harassment and other kind of crimes against gender. If someone like inappropriately touching someone on the public place, then they'll directly go to the police that look they are doing such kind of things. But in your office, when someone is in your office, then they expect you to act right. They expect you that at least my organization should help. Of course there are other side of this also, but we will go with proper standard procedure.
Thank you.
Yes, to sir, it is right. Some committee would always be existing in the company. There are many companies where is no ICC, and I think as per data, very few companies have this structure. Okay, so I hope we are done with this question. So again, I'm saying investigate, act, only then punish. Don't go for punishment, then act and then investigate. Yes.
Okay. One thing कि इसमें लास्ट में फ्यूचरिस्टिक सॉल्यूशन डाल सकते हैं क्या, कि देख के कभी नहीं होना चाहिए आगे, तो इनोवेशन में ये चीज की लॉन्ग टर्म स्टेप्स
के लिए ना, उसी के लिए आईसीसी रहती है। आईसीसी उसी के लिए रहती है कि भाई आप कंप्लेंट करो, हर ऑफिस में वो रहती है। लेकिन कई बार क्या है ना कि उसको लोग सीरियसली लेते नहीं है। और दूसरा प्राइवेट का इशू जो है, प्राइवेट का इशू ये है कि दो इशू हैं। सो a coin is having two sides. One side is that the female employees who is working, she knows the moment she'll complain, her job is gone. So livelihood concern, right? The second part इसका क्या होता है कि मान लो कि कोई बॉस है, वो कह रहा है कि क्या यार तुम लेट आते हो, क्या तुम ऑफिस में काम नहीं करते हो, दिन भर तुमको सिर्फ मेकअप करना है, ऑफिस में बैठ के सिर्फ गॉसिप करना है, एंड बॉस इज सेइंग प्लीज डू योर जॉब, देन द गर्ल इज फाइलिंग द कंप्लेंट। तो इसके दोनों साइड हैं।
ठीक
ये है ना। तो आईसीसी बताती है कि सही में कंप्लेंट है कि नहीं है। Of course, to Ashar, first we are going to investigate internally. Only then, if found guilty, only then we'll go to the police. So guys, case study part is over. If anyone has any doubts, please feel free to ask overall doubts, any. place method will help. In any random case studies, whenever you are trying to find the solution, place method will help. And yesterday I have said it, one case study is where you are asked options. Okay, let's go back to this. What are the options available to you? Okay, so the question is asking that what are the options available to you. So here you are going to provide 1, 2, 3, 4. The same question if I'll ask like this, that how you are going to handle this issue, then step by step. Okay, that step by step how I'm going to proceed. When options are being asked, even you can write that I will not do anything and things will go on like this only. But when the question, the language of the question is how you are going to handle this condition, then things will be reversed. IGM, were you on the earlier session? This IGM ID, were you on the earlier session? So place means practical, legal, administrative, constitutional, and ethical. So you will find the options available to you under those umbrella subheadings. So administrative, what is administrative? ICC. Legal, file the police complaint. Constitutional will not work here. Then ethical side, that what are the ethical side is, so equality, gender justice, all those things will come. But when options are they are asking the available option, you are going to use basically two side, legal and administrative, that these are the administrative options available to me and these are the legal options available to me. It is not that every dimension of that place you are going to use in each and every question. I hope I have cleared your doubt. Okay, let's move towards one wonderful thing, that is theory part. Many of you are doing good in case study, but in theory you are like dead. Okay, and you are not able to handle the theory part. So please read this slide for a minute. Read it. So in the theory part, around 120 marks questions you will find in theory. And generally what happens, that first we go for the content. That is step number 1. You should prepare the content. For the ethics, we have shared the PDF. In that session or call, I have asked some of you every day mug up those definition, example and quotes. Okay, so step 1 is content. Second is step is application, that using that content, how you are going to use that content. And third is making your answer better, presentation, giving the examples and our other things. Around 50% student stop at step 1 itself. They keep on preparing the content. They keep on looking for different notes. Initially, they go for XYZ coaching notes, then ABC notes, and then when they try to write the answer, they are stuck with that they are not able to write good answer in theory part. So they go back to step 1, then third coaching notes, then fourth book, then fifth book, this topper book, that topper book. This is not the way we prepare for ethics. Step 1, we go through one standard notes, one standard document, that's it. This much content is required in ethics, trust me. Step 2 is application. So you have to write, you have to apply your knowledge. And when you apply your knowledge, then you understand that yes, I'm facing some issue. Then comes the role of structure. Ethics and essay are two papers. The moment you are done with the content and the moment you know structure and you have practiced some of the question, even if in the middle of the night someone wakes you up and asks you to write some question, you are able to write. Okay, so step 1 is content, step 2 application of content, third is structuring and making your presentation, and that structure and presentation becomes permanent. So your role is just to fill in the blanks. You don't have to worry about anything. So one type of question is definition type. They are directly asking the definition. In the content side, you should prepare the definition in toto. Means standard definitions you should mug up. Some students don't do it because in some toppers talk, some some toppers said that I have made my own definition. And you are thinking you will make your own definition in the examination hall. Then instead of writing about empathy, you are writing sympathy. Instead of writing about compassion, you are writing something else. Standard definitions help you to understand that concept. Okay, so definition based questions, mug up the definition, directly write those definitions. Second question comes quote based. And here many students face the challenge that look, I'm not able to handle such quote based question because I'm not a philosopher or I'm not from philosophy optional. You do not have to become a philosopher. You don't have to choose philosophy optional to handle quote based question. What you have to do, just learn the structure, learn how to apply the knowledge. Okay, so type 1 question is, what is meant by crisis of conscience? How does it manifest itself in public domain? Please read this question. What is meant by crisis of conscience? Second is, how does it manifest itself in the public domain? This is the structure for definition based questions. So what does this structure means? What is crisis of conscience? Write the definition, exact definition. Hit the question directly. Second, expand the definition. Reason being, look at the question. It is a 10 marker question. So there are two parts. Some students, and I would say most of the students, simply write the definition of this and then directly hit this. But look, there are two parts of it. So definition, expanding the definition, expand some more part of this definition. What is crisis of conscience? Or you can go for that why such things comes, as in the that earlier case study of Mr. Rameshwar. He was facing the crisis of conscience. Expand it. Give example. Examples are must in ethics if you want to fetch very good marks. And in the example side, I would like to share one more thought. In many toppers talk, you will hear that I have used my personal life examples. Personal life examples, one or two examples you can find where you have some success stories or where you have done some very good work. I'm good in telling the stories. So I might have 4 or 5 examples, but I cannot call my personal life as a perfect life. We all are imperfect. First thing. Second thing, when we talk about our personal examples, if I'm telling you something about me, then I'll waste your 15 minutes. Only then I will be able to complete, because that story, I have that emotion with that look, that happened, then that happened, then this, that. And if I'm trying to convey it on the paper, I will waste minimum 1 paragraph. And even after that, I know that there is abrupt ending. So in the topper's talk, you hear, good for you, but please mug up standard examples, because this example space is limited. You cannot write example of half page. In ethics theory part, I have seen 3 kind of copies. One is writing only theory. They are writing about crisis of conscience only, then this theory part. Second is they are writing answer through example. Only examples are there. They are giving example of Rameshwar. That look, Rameshwar has faced this. Then they are giving example of Mr. XYZ. And then they are giving something, and they are trying to convey that through example I'm trying to convey this. Third is content plus example. That is the perfect structure for theory. Content, example, content, example. So some theory part must be there, then examples must be there. I hope I have made myself clear. Let me repeat it again. Best answer is which consists content plus example. Best answer is where you have mugged up some of the standard examples. You are not wasting your time. You know standard definitions. This will save your time. If you are making example or definition in the exam hall, you will waste a lot of time. Okay. So introduction, crisis of conscience, expanding the definition, how it helps, or why it is there. Give one example, a standard example. Then part 2. Okay, so we are going to wrap it in like 3x4 page. Then part 2, how does it manifest itself in public domain? Define what is asked, what is public domain. Then open the dimension, how it manifests. Point 1, along with the point 1, example. Along with the point 2, example. Along with the point 3, example, conclusion. That's it. This is standard format. Okay, this whole format is standard format. And if you are going to use this standard format, your life becomes easy. If you are using some random thing, then your life becomes tough. It will become very tough. So definition ones are generally easy to handle, provided you know the exact definition, you know some good standard examples, and you know what is being asked. Okay, in definition one part, any doubt, feel free to ask. Any kind of doubt. No doubts.
सर यहाँ भी एग्जांपल्स में हम लोग सिविल सर्वेंट्स का नाम यूज कर सकते हैं ना?
सिविल सर्वेंट्स का हम स्टैंडर्ड जो एग्जांपल है उसमें हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. फिर एक और चीज जो मैंने पहले बोली थी कि यहाँ पे एक सेकेंड, यहाँ पे what is meant by crisis of conscience, how does it manifest itself in the public domain, कहीं भी इंडिया लिखा हुआ है क्या?
हाँ ठीक है.
कहीं भी इंडिया लिखा है? नहीं. तो ग्लोबल बॉडी का भी आप एग्जांपल दे सकते हो कि क्राइसिस ऑफ कॉन्साइंस कैसे हुआ, कि WHO का जो चीफ है उसको समझ में आया ही नहीं क्या करना क्या है.
ओके, गुड पॉइंट.
आज तक भी समझ में आ नहीं रहा है कि कोरोना टाइम पे करना क्या है.
ठीक
है ना. तो वो जो क्राइसिस ऑफ कॉन्साइंस है, इफ सपोज यू आर हेड ऑफ कोई ह्यूमन राइट बॉडी है, आप उसके हेड हो, अब क्या हो रहा है कि लेट अस से कि हमारे वर्ल्ड में जैसे अभी कहाँ पे दंगे चल रहे हैं, वैसे तो आधे वर्ल्ड में दंगे चलते ही रहते हैं, मेजरली सीरिया में चल रहे हैं। अब सीरिया में जहाँ पे दंगे चल रहे हैं तो वहां पे क्या चल रहा है कि एक टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वो अटैक पे अटैक कर रही है सिक्योरिटी फोर्स पे, पीस कीपिंग फोर्स पे, लेकिन टेरिटरी जो वो हेल्ड कर रही है वहां पे लोगों की हालत खराब है। अब आप हेल्थ अथॉरिटी से हो, अब वो क्राइसिस ऑफ कॉन्साइंस आ रहा है कि यार ये लोग तो लोगों को मार रहे हैं, शुड आई हेल्प देम और नॉट, शुड आई प्रोवाइड मेडिकल केयर टू देम और नॉट। तो जहां इंडिया नहीं लिखा है, किस्मत होती है जो इस चीज को पकड़ लेता है। द मोमेंट यू कैच इट, इंडिया लिखा नहीं है, पब्लिक डोमेन की बात है, तो हम ग्लोबल बॉडीज का भी एग्जांपल कोट कर सकते हैं, राइट?
ओके,
और ये अगर पकड़ लिया और अगर थोड़ा सा भी अच्छा लिखा है, नंबर बढ़ गए अच्छे वाले, ठीक है?
ठीक है।
Conclusion, what you can say, iPhone, I will come to that code based question. So how to conclude the definition type questions? So what you can do, you can sum up, okay, you can sum up, you can give some solution type, or you can give some futuristic thing, you can end with some quote, anything you can write. How to handle crisis of conscience by following the standard values, one. Second, following the law. Third, following the constitution. You can sum up by writing that. Because whenever I'm in crisis, like today, some of you might be in crisis, that whether to read more, whether to write more, whether to revise more. That is crisis of conscience. Tomorrow you start writing, and then your mind is, mind is saying that no, it is not right. I should write. You start writing, your mind is saying no, let me revise. So crisis of conscience, dilemmas. How to handle that? What is the demand? Demand is once you have done something, then go for the writing the answer and revising. Crisis of conscience is that in the Kashmir, and very beautiful stories from Kashmir, that in the Kashmir security forces are being attacked, terrorists attack them, but whenever natural calamity comes, it is the Indian army which help the local. And suppose you are a brigadier or major, and earlier in that year, let us say your 50 or 60 men were being killed. We have seen Pulwama attack, okay? And suppose you are CRPF commandant there, you were posted there, but unfortunately this year some natural calamity comes and you are stationed there, you are heading that, and government is saying that we need your help in rescue and relief operation. There is dilemma, there is crisis of conscience, that yeah, at this place my men were being killed, they were being martyred, why the hell should I go and help them? Then there is another humanitarian side, that it was a terrorist attack, not all are terrorists, I must help. Then how we handle it? Again the same thing, values are very important. Whatever strong values you have, I have shared one audio on the Telegram. After this session, please go through that. That is for tomorrow's mock. Values are very important. So one has the value of quitting. They are quitters. They cannot do anything tough. And for that, they'll find excuse. So that commander will say, I'm not going to help them. They are inhuman beings. He's a quitter. But those who are having very good and strong values, those who can take up to the challenges, he will say, okay, whatever has happened, happened, but not all are terrorists. I'll go and help. Okay. So likewise, we handle the definition type question. In theory part, around 70% question, around 70% you will find from theory part. Sorry, definition types. 30% you will get from code based. Yes, Durga, I have said it. Look at this structure. Define what is asked. Part 2, public domain. Okay. Now let's come to the most important part of this session, code based. Okay. See the question. An unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. A man is but a product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. M.K. Gandhi. In quote based question, we are stuck. We know who is Gandhi, and some of you might know who is Socrates. Okay, but there might come some quote, and you don't know anything about that thinker. So, first thing is, in the quote based question, they are giving you a quote. There is no connection with the thinker. It is like how you are interpreting that particular quote. So, what do you understand by an unexamined life is not worth living? Okay, so I am from philosophy optional, so I know why Socrates has said it. But you might not know. It doesn't matter. It is fine, completely fine. But you must know that what do you understand by this particular quote? In the quote based question, people think that they have to write more and more and more content. That is not right. I will make your life very easier in just next 10 or 15 minutes. Quote based questions are coming in ethics. We are saying quote based questions. Quote based questions are coming in essay, and we are calling these questions as philosophical essays. And many of you are finding it very difficult to write philosophical essays, right? So let's make a structure. Let's face this challenge, and let's find a proper standard solution to this. So what is the solution? In quote based questions, there must be introduction. I was making this slide very late, and that is why we got delayed for today's session. So I was not able to write everything, but I'll try to write something. So definition is, what do you understand by that quote? Okay, that is your introduction. That's it. I know why Socrates has said that. So I will write his thoughts. If you know that why that thinker has said it and in what context he has said it, you can directly write that. If you do not have any idea, then define what do you understand by that quote. So I would request all of you to write that what do you understand by this. An unexamined life is not worth living. Please think or write that what do you understand by that. And these are quotes, and they are philosophers. Okay, so I will let's move forward, and then I'll tell you how to handle this. Then in quote-based question, what I want, one paragraph of content, and it should be multi-dimensional. Content 1, content 2, content 3, content 4. Okay, there has to be one paragraph of content. I will tell you what is that. Then content has to be supported by example. It has to be supported by example. That example should be roughly 2 to 3 line example. 2 to 3 line. Standard one. Then content 2. Then content 3. Then example, content 4, example, conclusion. Conclusion can be a quote. Conclusion can be how you are going to sum it up. Okay. So in ethics, you are going to get this question, and this question would be 150 words. Suppose the same question is coming in essay, same quote. An unexamined life is not worth living. You have to write 1200 to 1300 words, and you are gone. That even I was not able to write 150 words for this quote-based question or for this philosophical essay. How can I write 1200 or 1300? Right? So it's a challenge. Whenever you find quote-based question in ethics or philosophical essay in essay paper, first thing is there is a philosophical angle in this. Second is spiritual. These two angles must be there when you are writing post-based question in ethics and when you are writing essay on this. Okay, philosophical angle and spiritual. Now how to find other dimensions, how to open the dimensions, how to write content for that. There is a process. It is a process which is I call it reversible process. Reversible method. What is that? Content and example. So what is this reversible method? Sometimes I make example from the content. I have the content. Then I look for the example. Sometimes I have the example, then I make the content. It is like playing with the words. Suppose in this question, let me write this question. Unexamined life is not. Am I audible to all of you? I got one notification that my internet is not stable. Am I audible to all of you? Okay, thanks. So what is this reversible method? Sometimes I found the example and then I make the content. Sometimes I found the content and make the example. How I do it? Sushant Singh Rajput suicide. It came in my mind. I don't have content for that, but in this thing, An unexamined life is not worth living. It is fit. It is completely fit in this. So in my mind, it came Sushant Singh suicide. Then how can I make content of that? Content means writing some theory for that. So an unexamined life is not worth living. I have this example in my mind. So I will say, sometimes we feel helpless and hopeless, and we are not able to see the future, and we are stuck with the present and past. And during those extreme conditions, some people take extreme steps. But had they not taken that step, they would have realized that life has ups and downs, and we have to accept both those things, and we have to move on. It comes when you have when you can examine life of others. Example: the recent suicide committed by Sushant Singh Rajput. Is it fit here? Anyone thinks that it is not fitting here? Anyone thinks that this example and I have made this content, any issue with that? Please let me know. Guys, please send message on the chat box so that I can move further. सुशांत सिंह इज फेमस यार. अर्नब साहब ने पूरे देश में फेमस कर दिया इस केस. Right? So suicide became one dimension. So I would fit it in philosophical side. I will not say that it is a dimension which I have created. It is under philosophical or spiritual side. Why people commit suicide? Because they are not able to see tomorrow. They think that whatever they are living today, their whole life would be similar, and they find no point of living. Suicide is one angle. Then other thing is now making example from content. How can we make it? So I can give you thousands of examples. So now let me move towards the most important thing which you should keep in your head. For ethics essay and other GS papers, we struggle to find the dimensions. Here comes the role of India Yearbook Index. India Yearbook Index gives us the dimensions. India Yearbook Index gives us the heading, subheadings. People are stuck with that pastel or 4D or 4G. These are the dimensions available in front of you. You should, everyone should. I will share a nice pic of it. You can take print out of that, paste it on your study wall, and it is going to change your life. Trust me on this. It is going to. This is very, very, very important for, especially for ethics essay, quote based and philosophical essay. What was the second quote we were having? Let me check that second quote. A man is but a product of his thoughts. Can someone please copy that so that I can copy there? And I'll show you that how we are going to use it. Oh, यहाँ तो slide ही end हो गई. Man is a product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Okay. So as I have said, whenever you will get quote based or philosophical ethics or essay question, one dimension is philosophical, second is spiritual side. Now let's create the dimensions. Tell me any dimension which you want me to create among this. Or let me create. Okay. There is one dimension which many do not use. They don't even use it. That is youth affairs and sports. Sports is one dimension which, if you have very good example of sports, please quote the example of sports. Please do it in the exam, in essay and in ethics, because generally people do not touch sports as a dimension. Okay, so we are creating this dimension sports. You might have heard about Messi, Lionel Messi, if I am pronouncing it correctly. Okay, Messi was very short guy, and he doesn't have that height which is required for a soccer player to play effectively. And when he was a kid, and he wanted to play football, so the trainer said that you cannot do it. You just simply cannot do it. You are a short guy, and it is not possible for you. And once Messi said, when he became a great soccer player, once Messi said that every night, every day, I spend in my practice to overcome this limitation. I have overcome this limitation by practicing around 17 years every day without failing a single day. That is why I became Messi. So I have this Messi in my mind. A man is a product of his thoughts, what he thinks he becomes. What I will write, that sometimes we see human limitations, that we feel that we have this limitation, so I will not be able to achieve my goal. I will never be successful in my life. But the people who have proper thoughts, who have success in their head, they become what they wanted to become. Example, quote Messi. That's it. Hello. Am I audible now? Am I audible to all of you? Some sound issue. Okay. So I was giving example of Messi that he was not having a great height. So wherever he went for the training, they used to tell him that you are not going to become a good player of soccer. Okay. And then he said, that every day I used to practice, and in my head only one thing was there, that was soccer. And he and and he and he overcome all the challenges. So I have this example. Guys, please hold for a second. Yes. So every day he used to practice as if he is going to become a good football player. And he said that for the last 17 years, I used to practice that and I became what I wanted to become. So human limitations. So how I'm creating the content? That human limitation is only in the mind. When you cross that barrier, you achieve what you wanted to achieve. Arunima Singh of Sinha, of course, is a good example. So you have example, and then you are creating content. Now let me go second side where I am not having any example, but I am creating the content. Earlier, man used to feel helpless in front of nature. They used to think that whatever miseries we have, it is it is it is the divine, what we say कि ये तो भगवान की मर्जी है. It is a divine, क्या बोलते हैं यार, भगवान की मर्जी है उसको. It is the will of the God, we can say it. Started. थोड़ा अभी ग्रामर सही नहीं हुआ, बट वी कैन स्ट्रक्चर ऑल दीज सेंटेंस इन less lines. Okay, so this particular content I have in my mind, and now, so it was an idea in my mind. Now I'm going to make the examples by having this content. One is polio vaccination. Jonas Salk, if I'm not wrong. Salk or SALCK. Use example of Jonas Salk. Use example of Jonas Salk whenever you are going to write any answer on humanitarian ground, humanity, compassion, selfless service, anywhere. You have to use this example of Jonas Salk. He created the vaccine of polio. Earlier, people used to think that polio cannot be cured. You are cursed because of your sins. But he said that no, we can find the solution to this. And Jonas Salk created the vaccine of polio, and he has refused to patent it. The biggest quality of Jonas Salk was, and please correct me if I am pronouncing his name incorrectly or if it's a different name. So polio vaccine was being produced by him, and he refused to patent that. And that was his quality, very good quality of him. Okay, and because of him, now we are seeing this world becoming polio free. You might have seen earlier generation, some people with polio, and their life, the kind of life they had. Because of this guy, things changed, completely changed. Next example, helpless in front of nature. So it is from where it is coming from in my mind. Look, this health and family welfare, point number 16, health. Another example let me make from polity. Decolonization, white man's white man rule, supremacy of whites. Then people said that no, it is not true, they are not supreme. Then energy side, world was becoming a polluted place. Now we are talking about green energy. We can name someone. We can name use of waterman, Mr. Rajendra Singh, if I'm not wrong. Rajendra is right. Whether is Singh or Kumar, I don't know. I'm not able to check the chats because the moment I go there, I will not be able to write here. Okay, waterman. He has rejuvenated many rivers in India, and people thought it is not possible, and he has made it possible. He said that look, we belong to this nature. We can do. We can make the changes. So from where it is coming? This environmental side. Agriculture side. Can we think of any example from agriculture side?
Korean and Swaminathan.
Very good, very good, very good. Then culture and tourism. Anything?
Can we write initiative, responsible tourism initiative by Kerala? It has
No, no, no.
bagged award. You
No,
know
no,
what?
no, no, no. This particular content is about that there was limitation, and we used to feel helpless that we cannot change it. We cannot do
Okay.
anything. And then some people came that okay, let me revolutionize this world, and world is being revolutionized. Revolutionized, like right. Law and justice, section 377, against nature, this that. No, they said we are equal to you. Of course, we can change this statements. Some of the lines can be modified. Section 377, same sex marriage. Then mass communication, space, space missions. People said that a country which cannot feed its people, how can they go to the space? And today you see, today you look where ISRO stands. ISRO.
Sir, do we need to counter this quote?
Sorry,
Sir, do we need to counter this quote?
it depends on
Also.
you. It depends on you. You can, but here I'm just illustrating that reversible method. That earlier I had one example in my head that was messy, so I created the content. Now we have the content, we are creating the examples. Hello, am I audible? Please ask your doubt again if you have the same. Someone was asking some doubt. I think Himanshu, you were.
Sir, I was asking about, can we give some counter view in this particular question?
In the quote-based questions, generally we don't, because quotes are really good. Okay, so quotes are good. So here you are going to show a positive side, that if I look in the positive side, then I'll become someone. If I look in the negative side, I'll become someone. Okay, so let me sum it up. This philosophical, spiritual. After this, India year book and history. History also becomes one dimension. History, example, Hitler. Create content for him. Devil. He was devil. Then you can think of Swami Vivekananda. You can think of Mother Teresa. You can think of Martin Luther King. You can think of Nelson Mandela. History becomes another dimension. And please, whatever I'm giving you these inputs, you will one thing I can assure you, as of now, you will not get these inputs anywhere. First, second thing, only getting input won't help. Practice it. Use these inputs while writing the answer or essay. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let me read the chat box. Will of God, yes. Palestinian attitude, yes. PIL and Justice Bhagwati, yes. But the moment you know PIL and Justice Bhagwati, how you are going to create the content? Because question is, a man is product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. So here you will have to bring poor. That earlier courts were being seen, and judges used to think that it is a elite thing, or we are here only to give justice those who can arrive to us. But he has changed the thing. Many people have changed the world, and we don't even know their name. There are nameless people. They don't want to get fame or anything, and they are changing the world. They are changing the world like anything. You can use example of that Malala. Okay. Again, I'm saying, and I would request all of you to please, please, please follow one advice of mine. In this question, an unexamined life is not worth living. India is not mentioned. Do not limit to India. A man is but a product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. It is not limited to India. One content, go for the global. Same question coming in essay. One page you can write about global examples. Use India yearbook. India yearbook is not limit. India yearbook index. It is not limited to India. Whatever you are seeing, you can talk about global examples. Two favorite dimensions which I have, which is like unique. I'm telling you that please use two dimension. One is sports. Second is defense. Generally, people don't talk about defense. Generally, people don't talk about sports. If you are going to talk about it, then you will fetch more marks. Your answer would be much, much better. Your content would be much, much better than others. In the defense, no one has ever thought that India could create a new country. We had created Bangladesh, whether they accept it or not. It is India. We had created that. We had great generals, General Field Marshal Manekshaw, great man, a great personality. He died at the age of 93 or 94. A great man, and he was there. And you might have heard all the stories that when the honorable Prime Minister was saying that if there is war, I don't care. You have to go to the war. And he said that, Madam Prime Minister, if today we are going in the war, I can assure you 100% defeat. Assure you 100% defeat. So Manekshaw said 100% defeat. And then Indira Gandhi asked all the cabinet minister that you please go out, and she asked Manekshaw, can you assure me that whenever we are going to war, are you ready for that? And he was a different kind of personality, and he said, yes, I'm always ready, sweetie. And he planned. 6 month planning was there. Climate, geography, rain pattern, everything was there. And we won the war, I think, in 11 days. So Field Marshal Manekshaw, an unexamined life is not worth living. Had another general was there, he would have said, okay, ma'am, you are saying it, let us go to the war. He examined all the things. He examined climate, he examined preparation. So you can quote example from defense here. Field Marshal Manekshaw, a great man, literally a great man. So open your mind, do not limit your mind. If India is not there, go global. This index is your friend. This philosophical, spiritual, sports history, use these dimensions. Philosophical, spiritual, history, and then other dimension you can get. In the food side, you can get like Swaminathan Sahib. In the health side, you can quote polio. Housing and urban. There was one architecture, he has worked a lot for the poor, and he has made affordable uh, housing schemes for them, and other things. Okay, I hope this will work for you, and if you practice just 1 or 2 days, I can assure you, you will be happy that yes, I have a good content now. Okay, and there is one last message from my side. Some of you are new to SOMP and to the courses of SOMP. Some of you are old. If you are brave enough, and if you are ready to clear this year means, tomorrow I want to see your face on the mains mock 1, and I would love to see your face again on mains mock 2. Do not quit, do not fear. I want you to feel that stress when you are going to write actual mains. In the night, we are not able to sleep, literally not able to sleep, checking the alarms, checking other things, fearing whether I'll wake up or not. The same kind of stress I want you to have today, tonight. Tomorrow, confusion. After writing essay, there is a confusion whether to read GS1, whether to read GS2, and in the end, not reading anything. That confusion must prevail tomorrow. That has to be there tomorrow. And day after tomorrow, after coming back from GS2, you are like dead. And you have to be alive for GS3 and GS4, and you are confused what to read in GS3, whether economic development, whether this current or that current. I want you to feel that day after tomorrow. And the kind of satisfaction we have after writing GS4, we are like, oh man, I have done my job. I want you to have it in next 3 days. And just after next 3 days, we'll talk. I'll share one assessment sheet. On the basis of that, after that you have 20 days. Whatever issues you have, we will correct it, and we can correct it. But if you are a quitter, then God helps you, and you might be very lucky and you'll get rank 1, and then you will give lot of fundas कि GS 4 तो कौन ही पढ़ता है और GS 1 तो ऐसे ही है. And those who are old candidates, they know whom I am referring. This is not the way you clear the exam. This is not the way you get the rank. Next 3 days pain, feel it, realize it, and then again you have 4 days. Correct your preparation, correct your strategy, and then again take that challenge head on. That yes, I'm going to write, and then you have 15 days around with you. Checklist has to be there. That okay, this has happened. I have to correct it. And some of you are going to write tomorrow. For them, I would like to tell you one thing. Tonight, make a chart that I am going to do this in the examination hall. Chart which we have prepared for paper wise, that's different. This chart is only task, nothing else. So for essay tomorrow you are having essay. So for the essay, what chart you need? Chart number 1. I'll pick those topics where I am having the content. Let me waste 5 minutes of yours, but it will be helpful for you. Sometimes we see a topic, and unfortunately we start writing the introduction in one paragraph, and after that we are like, now I do not have content for that, and you are stuck whether to cut it and start with a new topic, or whether to write an average essay in this only. Make a chart, pick only that topic where you have the content. Content simply means if you are able to write 12 paragraphs, then that is content. 12 dimensions if you have, that is content you will be able to write. Second thing, in the essay, write it down somewhere that your introduction would be A, optimistic, or it would be interesting and innovative, or it would be emotional. There are 3 kind of best introduction: optimistic, innovative like a story, and third, emotional, very emotional one. In the introduction, you can use 1 or 2 paragraph, but do not extend that. You started with a story and your 2 pages are full of that story only. Do not do that. Then diversity has to be there in your essay. I want that diversity. Promise yourself that yes, I'm going to write diverse essays. Third, keep on challenging. Why keep on challenging? Because when we start writing essay midway, we get tired. And the moment we get tired, we are like, let this exam end, let this essay end. I do not want to. I have nothing to do with it now. Keep challenging yourself. And conclusion. When you are about to conclude, make a background like 1 or 1.5 page. You are going to get roughly 5.5 or 6 pages for your essay. So, and it is amount to around 11 pages if you are counting that page 1 to 11. So page 1 for introduction and page is for conclusion, then you have 9 pages. The moment you reach at page number 7, start making the mahal that now I'm going to conclude. Start writing things that yes, I'm going towards the end. Conclusion can be futuristic. Conclusion can be summing up all the things. Conclusion can be quote based or story based or poem based. When suppose what is the importance of introduction and conclusion? Let me tell you with a different kind of story. Okay. Suppose I have started this current affairs course, and in the course, I took one class, and in that initial class, and that session was like roughly 2 hour session. In that initial session, 45 minutes, I'm doing nothing, and you are not able to connect with me, and you are feeling that you have wasted your money and time, and you are angry. So you will be like, let me not waste my time in this stupid current affairs course, let me read something. But at the minute of 46 towards 2 hour session, so in the last 1 hour and 15 minutes, I took a wonderful session. It was full of concepts and other things. It doesn't matter, because 45 minutes I have introduced myself that I'm going to kill your time, I'm going to waste your time. Do you think that you are going to spend your time with me and you are going to wait for that 2 hour session to end? Not. No one does that. Initial impression matters. Some people start with pessimistic stories. Some people start with like anything. They are writing anything. And you are an examiner, you are reading. Okay, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. You have that much patience. And the moment you reach paragraph 3, you are like, okay, now I get you what you are writing. But there is a possibility on page number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are going to write a wonderful answer or wonderful essay, but I do not have that patience. Then I'll go and check that what is the conclusion. So as this ethics thing is has ended today, so in the conclusion, had I stopped at that case study of sexual harassment, you would be like, okay, session was good, helpful, but not very good, not very helpful for us, because you were talking about ethics case study in the last session, and today also we have discussed some of the case studies. That's it. But we have reached to India Yearbook Index today, and some of you, I don't know about others, but some of you are finding that yes, it is a new concept. Now we can now we can make our answer effective and better. We can write good essay. So ending has to be good. Like in Hindi movies, in the end, everything is great. So introduction and conclusion, it is the impact of these two things which fetches you very good marks. An assessment sheet which we are going to share, fill it, analyze it, one to one we'll talk. And I hope among you, you are not quitters. You are ready for any challenge. And some of you are from Hurricane batch. And I know what Hurricane was when I created that. And I was not sure that how many of you would be able to cross that barrier. And some of you are. So you are going to rock. Take that challenge. Do not become a quitter. Let's see what will happen. Some of you might be thinking that if I will not be able to complete the paper, if I will not know, if I will not know answer of some of the questions, what will happen? Listen guys, this is not your real mains, it is mock. You must know कि कितने पानी में हो. Okay, and as tomorrow 14, 15, 16 you are having mock, so there is no current affairs session on these days. What I will do for you guys, and especially those who are not attempting the mock, I will pre-record some of the sessions and I will share on the channel. So whenever you find some time, you can watch it. Okay. In the end, anyone wants to ask any doubt, please feel free to ask. Uh, IGM on that ethics material. More examples and dimensions are given. I will share that material on current affairs channel. Any doubts? Anything? Guys, any doubts? Anything? So all the best, and I want all of you to clear the mains. And you need, if anyone need any kind of help from my side, directly contact me. I'm there for you. Okay, all the best for tomorrow. Write well, make your to-do list, what you are going to do. Okay, and then we'll see. And I can promise you two things: questions are good, evaluation would be good, and then we'll judge you. 20 days are sufficient to mold your preparation, that okay, you have to do this and you have to do that. So tomorrow morning, see you on essay test. Okay, good night, sleep well, bye bye.